It is October 19th, and this is happy hour time, and we're virtual. So it is our virtual happy hour. Welcome, everyone. I see many of you have already chatted in. I want to welcome you to our program tonight. We're going to be talking about healthy digestion. And as I've been saying all week, we are going to be joined by a panel of soul experts who are going to help me talk to you about healthy digestion. They're going to be here to answer your questions, and I want to invite them to join me right now. We have Alison Caldwell-Andrews, we have Valerie Bledsoe, and we have Lidia Ferrentino. And I was telling them it looks like kind of like we're the Brady Bunch. If any of you remember that show, we're all in our little squares. But welcome, ladies, to the program. Are you ready to talk about healthy digestion and answer some questions? Yeah? All right. Well, before we start, though, is everyone kind of amazed, as amazed as I am, that it's already the middle of October? It's almost the holidays, okay? This year has gone by so fast. It's already in, and you know, speaking of the holidays, I don't know how many of you are experiencing already some problems with the supply chain in our country, right? There's some empty shelves. People are telling you better buy your Christmas gifts early because may have to wait for them to be shipped. And in fact, I was shopping for my grandson. He loves Transformers, anything having to do with Transformers, robots. And so I was shopping at Target the other day, and I was looking for a Terminator figure, like a Terminator figure, like Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator figure. And I asked the store clerk, I said, do you know where I can find a Terminator figure? And his answer was, what do you think he said? Allison, tell him what he told me.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Very good. I'll be in the back. Okay, thank you. We got that out of the way very quickly. So again, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about healthy digestion, and I encourage everyone to go ahead and chat in your question. Any question you have in regards to digestion, chat it in, and our experts will do their best to answer your question. And I'm going to start by asking Dr. Alison. Dr. Alison, my question for you is, why is digestion so important to good health?
It's critical to everything. If you don't, it's a miracle, really. If you think, here we are putting in our bodies these amazing foods. This is how we survive. And so this is how you repair all your whole body gets repaired this way. You have the nutrients that you need to survive, fats, proteins, carbs, all those secondary metabolites, everything from your skin to your immune system to your mood, all across the board. This is how it works.
Excellent. All right. Now I have a question for Valerie. Valerie, in dealing with your customers and clients on a daily basis, what is the most common digestive issue that people are experiencing or dealing with currently?
So what I find is people are dealing with indigestion issues, but what's causing them vary, whether it has to do with their diet and lifestyle, the medications they're on, or the emotional issues that they're dealing with. They're all resulting in issues with indigestion, often diagnosed as, GERD, or, the food sitting in your stomach for too long.
Excellent. Now, as you may have noticed, Valerie was a little frozen there. So, maybe, I don't know if it's cold in Kansas, but she froze for a minute there. Hopefully we'll get her back live, but at least we were able to hear her. All right. So I have a question for you, Lidia. What soul product or program is the product or program that you recommend most often for someone dealing with digestive issues or concerns?
I think the beauty of the product line that we have is that even if we move from package to package, the different ones we have, we're going to find that digestion is addressed. I'm not a big believer in it has to be just products that kind of immediately tell me they are for digestion, like Vertizymes. So I'm a big believer in addressing the root because I believe that I'm always going to ask the person, are you chewing well? Are you drinking with your meals? Are you worried? Because like Valerie mentioned, gut carries that emotion, worry, so it's going to follow through everything. And because of that, whatever package I'm using, I'll always add a roll-on to it because I'm a big believer that emotionally you have to address everything, and that's what soul is about in order for whatever package we're working with to work. Now, most of you know that I believe in addressing the root, the four things that keep us sick. And so I promote the Improve Your Health program for that reason. But I think it's very successful because it has roll-ons in every month.
Excellent. And you know what? That brings up an interesting point. So originally, we were going to have Jennifer Pressimone, the formulator of our Soul Essentials line, on to talk a little bit about how you can incorporate essential oils into any healthy digestion program. And you brought that up, the roll-ons. So which roll-ons, is there a specific roll-on that you recommend based on the health concern that someone is dealing with, Lidia?
I think if we get lost in trying to connect one roll-on to a problem, we're going to see that we get all fumbled and where are my notes because I can't find them. And then I don't know what to recommend. So the reason I do not think that one specific roll-on is going to address digestion is because I love the way Jennifer did this. She put all four oils, all four of our essential oils in plus, and then some in each one of our roll-ons. So when you use one each month, and then you every month go to a different one, I think the body will take what it needs and will use it. So I don't think you can go wrong. The minute we tell someone, when you have a digestive issue, you should go find contentment because that's the one that has blue for the gut. Well, then the person that doesn't have that is going to be like, well, I'm not going to get better. But if you understand that blue is in every one, the column is in every one, then pull whatever you have and put it in your gut, put it in your stomach. It's going to work. And so I love teaching oils that way. Just rotate them. Your body will take what it needs. And I promise you, there'll be something there you will benefit from.
That is a great point. And, you know, even more, each of our Soul Essentials blends is not a single oil. It is a blend in and of itself. So you're taking four very powerful blends and you're putting them into the Compass oils or the Compass blends. And they're also all combined in the new Connect spray, which you can use as well. So great answer. Oh, she's got her Connect spray right there. All right. So I have a question for you, Valerie. If you just look at the number of units sold every month, okay, the number one selling product in Soul, and it has been for quite some time, is Vertizymes. What does that say about the health condition of most Americans?
I would say it tells that either we're not getting good food choices, or even if we are, we're being able to assimilate them, or assimilate and process what's going on in life. Because I'm a big believer in the emotional component as well. And we can be doing all the right things, but our emotions can drive and shift everything as well. And that's one of the beauties of the adaptogens. They're helping us to process the emotions along with the actual nutrients that we need out of our food. And that the Vertizymes are showing that people are being able and being challenged with moving through life right now for a multitude of reasons.
Thank you. All right, Alison, question for you. Another one of our top selling products is Probio Iq. And originally we had 5 different strains of probiotics. We added a 6th strain to Probio Iq. Tell me a little bit about the different effects that these strains have and why it's important to have all 6 of those different probiotic strains in one formula?
Well, I'm going to step out a little bit from your question and just notice that what we're really talking about here is a holistic approach to health. And you heard it from Lidia, you heard it from Valerie, and the idea that the body and mind are connected. And it may be that that is nowhere more true than in the gut, in digestion. And that is where those probiotics are so critical. And if you're looking at helping with emotion, or you're looking at helping with the immune system, or you're looking at just breaking down nutrients or creating nutrients, like, for example, one of those probiotics, Propionibacterium proteinaceae, and I hope some of you are smiling right now, will actually help create B12 and K2 in the gut. So all of these probiotics were selected specifically because they had mind and body impacts. There are a ton of different kinds of probiotics. We are still just scratching the surface in terms of what we know about each probiotic and how they behave. But we do know that having enough variety of strains and then enough volume of probiotics makes a huge difference across the board, not just in digestion, but in terms of whole body functioning. And so probiotics and Enzymes, all of those are critical much in many ways, because these days things are harder for us. The impact of the world on our emotion and our physical health is a lot more detrimental because of so many artificial ingredients, so much pollution, and then so much stress that we are exposed to constantly, so much electricity, all of the things that affect us. And so it's really critical to keep the digestion working. That's like the fundamental thing for health, is how are you digesting? Can you get the nutrients to where they need to go? And can you move the waste out?
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So we do have a question from that's been chatted in, and I will address this question to Valerie. So Andrea asks, do I need to take Enzymes 20 minutes before meals, or is it okay to do right at the beginning of the meal?
This is one where I get concerned that people get too focused on the exact proper way to do it. And often what I find is if they're worried about, oh, I didn't take it right at 20 minutes, or I took it, 5 minutes into my meal, or, oh my goodness, I forgot I need to take it after. My goal is that they get it taken with their meal and not worry about having to be perfect on that. Yes, I have heard many different times about taking enzymes like 20 minutes before, but my goal is that the person is able to follow through and get the product taken. So I tell them that the best thing is that they take it.
All right, thank you. All right, now I have a question for you, Lidia. One of my favorite products is Soul Complete. I pretty much use that on a daily basis as my breakfast. Okay, and I'll go back and forth between the Dutch cocoa and the natural. And I notice a difference in just how my stomach feels if I don't take my Soul Complete on a regular basis. So what is it about Soul Complete? Because it's more than just a protein. Protein products are very, very popular right now. People on high protein diets, low carb diets. What is it about Soul Complete that makes it so that I don't get that heavy feeling in my gut? And in fact, I feel better when I eat Soul Complete than if I eat something else for breakfast.
I like that you call it Soul Complete and that you're not calling it a protein when I take my protein from Soul, because I think you hit it right there. It's not just protein. It's Soul Complete, the name, for a reason, because it's so much more than just protein. In fact, one of the biggest reasons why I use Soul Complete, and I recommend it as part of my program when I have a health issue of any kind with a client is because of the digestive combination that is inside of it. So you're getting a probiotic, you're getting all sorts of anti-inflammatory things that are going to calm the gut, the stomach, the intestine. And so that's why you feel so good on it, because you have a lot of goodies for your gut. And so now you can have the benefits of protein without it ever coming in heavy, because it's got all sorts of other anti-inflammatory and digestive benefits there.
Great, thank you. All right, back to you, Alison. Another great product that we have that helps with digestion and helps with intestinal system health is Good Vibrations. So talk to us a little bit about the importance of fiber and getting healthy and both soluble and insoluble fiber in the diet.
Okay. Gosh. So the soluble fiber will help. Soluble and insoluble fiber both help move things along in the digestive tract. If they are staying there too long, which happens sometimes when you overeat, you eat too much food, then you don't have enough enzymes to help break down the food, because you have a limited number of enzymes, really. So you eat too much, and then your food slows way down, and then the body, the job of the part of the job of the intestines is to extract liquid from what's in there, and then that can cause constipation, and then you've got this slow moving gut where the body can turn more of what's in there to fat than what you need. And so if you don't have fiber to help move that along, that's a problem. One other thing that happens that I think is really useful for people to think about: when your liver is working, your liver is, how do I say this? Your liver is cleaning out toxins, right? And so you have everything going through your liver. The liver goes through and grabs the toxins or whatever your body doesn't want or is dangerous, and gets rid of them and sends them to the small intestine. Great. But if there's no fiber sitting there waiting, then the small intestine just pushes it back out into the blood. And so the liver will use bile. The bile is what carries those toxins to the small intestine. Bile connects with fiber, and then fiber can take the bile out of the body. However, if there's no fiber there, the body will just reuse the bile. And so bile can be reused like 7 different times. And so you're just shuffling these toxins all around your body over and over until they can connect with some fiber and get finally moved out of your body. So fiber is really critical. It's the other part that you need in addition to all the nutrients. A lot of times we think about nutrients, we don't think as much about how critical fiber is. And so focusing on making sure you're taking in enough fiber, and your best sources of fiber really are fruits and vegetables, grains also, but the Good Vibrations is a great quality of fiber that can provide not just plain old fiber, but a number of other things that make a big difference in terms of your digestion as well.
Excellent. Yes, Good Vibrations is something that I add to my Soul Complete pretty much every morning. And I mean, I love it. It's a great fiber, has a great taste. I love when I just open the bag and you smell it. It smells like an apple Jolly Rancher to me. It has a great smell and a great name. Good Vibrations is a great name for a fiber product. All right, I'm going to read some of the comments that people have been chatting in, and then there's a couple questions at the end. So Lisa Morris says that a lot of her clients love Good Vibrations. Kristen Brunius says that Soul Complete was the only thing that helped with brain fog. Also, Olga Sumrall says Soul Complete is the only thing I can take when I have a migraine and can't eat anything else. Love it. And then we have a question from Maria Balderas. She says, Soul Complete in the weight loss package, does it replace a meal? Can Soul Complete be used as a meal replacement? Valerie, why don't you take that one?
Oh, let me check here. So Complete does not have enough calories, in my opinion, to replace a meal. So if they are adding in the fiber, some people add the drinks in, some people add a little, getting enough calories in, then it can be a meal replacement. But just it by itself, in fact, I'm trying to remember, that calorie count is extremely low. That's not sustainable, in my opinion.
Okay. So here's what I do in terms of making Soul Complete a meal replacement. So I start with a banana, okay, which adds about 110 calories. Then I use either almond milk, okay, or coconut milk, which again adds a few more calories to it. Then I use 2 scoops of the Dutch cocoa. I will add Infatuate, which adds some healthy fats and another 30 calories or so if I just use 1 scoop. And then I use the Good Vibrations to add fiber. So my whole meal is about 380 calories, I think, when you add it all together. And I think in that case, it does work as meal replacement, right?
Yes. Exactly. That's how I'll do it for myself or Troy. And in that case, then we can use it if we've added other things as a meal replacement.
Great. And Lisa Morris says she adds peanut butter, chia, and flaxseed and almond milk. So almond milk just like I do. And Debbie Cockburn says, oh yeah, Lon is right there with you, Lisa Morris. Exactly. That's what I do. Now, you mentioned something about the bile issue and the fiber. So Lisa Puckett has a question for you, Alison, I believe. Do the same products that address digestive enzymes help with addressing any bile issues as well?
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm assuming you're talking about Enzymes?
Probably, yeah, I would think so, because that's the digestive enzymes product that we have. I mean, we have some digestive enzymes in the Soul Complete, but the greatest source would be our Enzymes, yeah.
Right. And so Enzymes really just adds those, well, it adds a lot of enzymes that help the body function better. And so in the long run, that will help overall body functioning, calming and soothing the gut, like the peppermint and that sort of thing. That can also help soothe you. I think that this, and Lidia sort of referred to this earlier. This is getting close to that danger of saying, here's my one problem. Can we use one product to fix it? And so what Lidia was saying is, there are lots of things that help us in lots of products. And I see the whole, all that we can eat is this huge smorgasbord that our body can choose from. And thank goodness we aren't limited to having to have any particular one thing every day in order to survive. We're able to survive on all kinds of different foods. And if you look around at various cultures, you see this. Lots of different foods have within them the things that we need for our body to break down. And so while enzymes are really critical for helping the body break things down and for helping clear the body out when you're not breaking down the things in your gut and you're having the enzymes outside of eating. In other words, on an empty stomach, then those enzymes can go into the bloodstream and clean up all sorts of blood issues. Those are really useful, but they're not, I wouldn't pick just that one thing to solve liver trouble or to help create more bile. Lots of other products will help with that. A wide variety of things are useful, and I would work beyond and include more things than enzymes. I hope that's what your question
so
was.
not focusing on the magic bullet approach of one product, but an overall program to help overall digestion, right? Now, I got some great comments. I want to read some of these. So speaking to this, kind of the same issue, Colleen Vanderwood says, after I had my gallbladder removed, the only thing that helped me absorb the nutrients from the food I was eating was Enzymes. Isn't that a great comment? And then we had several people talking about Soul Complete and how you can make it a meal replacement. Jenny Marcano says she takes Soul Complete 2 scoops with almond milk, plus Avant Greens, plus Cinnamate, plus Infatuate. So there's a four drink combo right there. Lisa Blake asks the question, how do you recommend using good vibrations to someone with irritable bowel syndrome? She says she's had trouble with it constipating her. Valerie, have you had anyone else that's had that issue in using good vibrations, or how would you recommend that they use that fiber?
Well, this is one of those where the fiber alone, it needs the more components to help support it. So that's where I usually come in and maybe use like the calm or the contentment and use it on the gut. Because when we're talking about, and I don't like working with a diagnosis, but when someone presents with that type of issue, we know the bowel's going back and forth, almost like an indecision. So I'm like Lidia. I reach for those oils. I'm telling them, let's help the body to be, see which one speaks to them. It is not about using one specific one. Like Lidia says, we've got the blue or the calm in all of these. Any of them will work that's there. They may find one that they resonate with more this week than next week. But I tell people that their body knows, trust it, and let's start seeing what the underlying emotional components might be. And I like to use it on the bottoms of the feet and on the abdomen, because it's more than just that it's constipating them. It's about finding what that root underlying issue is. And I'm assuming other products are being used as well, whether it's Probio Iq and Enzymes. We like to use the Bella Health a lot to get the base and the foundation up and running, because there's other components tied to it, stress being part of it as well.
Great. And I found with my son that if you will include some fast tracked along with the good vibrations, it kind of takes care of that problem. So I've had a couple people text in specific questions, specific conditions involving children. So Mary Wren asks, she says her son has been diagnosed with a condition called stomach dumping syndrome. Is there anything that would help with this? Is this something that any of you have heard of, or anyone want to take that? Lidia?
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it because I want to communicate that even if you don't know the illness someone presents, what we're trying to do is help the body to do what it's been designed to do. Every day it tries to heal you. And so what we are looking to do is, how can I bring in nutrition so that the body does what it has to do? Because it's not the products that are going to do it. The products are simply the way that they're going to come into the body and give whatever organ needs it, what it needs to work. And so I think what Valerie and what Alison was saying is so true. We can't stick to just one thing. Or like what you said, it's not a magic bullet approach. It's, how do I understand that maybe if I give it variety, maybe if I try this and then come in with this other thing, the variety is going to help. And my go-to will always be the 4 drinks of the company, because I think they carry the most, I know, and Greg repeats it all the time, they are the most potent that we have, to address everything in the body. And so I would look at, how do I start to bring in some of these drinks, maybe one at a time if a parent is concerned about how it's going to affect the child, and let them see how they work with it. And again, we go back to the same thing, like Valerie says, aromatherapy will work beautifully, and we simply don't know how it will do it. But the body is smart, and all we have to do is give it what it needs. Smart body, smart plants, you put them together and you are going to be surprised what you get. So that'll answer that. I want to steal another minute to say Soul Complete. There's a lot of the times that I will use it alone to replace a meal, or with a drink to replace a meal. And here's why I will do it. Sometimes in order to heal, the body needs a break. And Valerie will agree with this. And so that's why, when we're asked questions, it's not like, across the border, this is the way it works for everyone. But if I take something like Soul Complete and not necessarily add anything else to it, I may want that just to give the body that one chance of that one meal a day that isn't coming in as a meal, so that the body now doesn't use the energy to digest, but uses the energy to heal. So I like to do that when I have cases like that.
Thank you. Great suggestions. And you brought up an interesting point where you talked about incorporating the drinks, making sure that you're incorporating the drinks in any kind of a program. And what that does, in addition to giving you all these different nutrients, is that it assures that you're also drinking enough water. And I think drinking enough water is an important part of any kind of, healthy digestion program. And so that's what the drinks are designed to do, is to help you stay hydrated, get enough water, but you're also getting the nutrients at the same time. We have time for probably a couple more questions. Someone asked about celiac disease. And again, I don't know that we want to get caught up in specific products for specific diseases, but what kind of a program, what should they be thinking about, or where would they start in dealing with something like that? Maybe Valerie, can you take that one?
I can, and actually, I wanted, this ties in perfectly. We may see the symptom in how the body is presenting its issue, but that does not mean that that is what is the cause of the issue. That's just the red flag that's coming up, that's getting the attention. And that's why it's so important when you're bringing in a program or balance, and trusting that the body will take these nutrients and address where it is needed. And that's the beauty of the adaptogens. If we've got something underactive, it's going to help bring it up. If it's overactive, we help pull it back. So the obvious things aren't necessarily giving the full approach that we need. So like Lidia likes to work with a basic couple packages. I have a couple different packages, but again, and we're not stepping in for one or two things. We're trusting, like with the Bile Health, we're trusting that we need to get that vital in there to help and alkalize and mineralize and all these different things that it's doing. The cinnamon helping with digestion. I mean, it's everything. And yes, you pull in some lifestyle adjustments with celiac, that with removing irritants. But basically, we're giving the body this nutrition to allow it to heal and to pick and capture the missing pieces. We don't have to know all the specifics. And it's more about giving the body time to heal. So working with celiacs, honestly, you could pick the primary health package. You could pick the Bile Health package. You could pick the 4 drinks, but I would pick one, and I would give the body 3 months initially, along with some lifestyle changes so far as what you're eating, to allow the body to start to correct and heal itself.
Great suggestion, great recommendation. All right, so I'm going to let everyone have kind of a closing statement, if you will, about healthy digestion and the importance of balancing the body and kind of holistically helping the body deal with any kind of digestive issues. So we'll start with you, Alison.
Sure. What we know about what's going on today is that nutrients have been presented to our body in ways in which they never used to be presented. And so you can get nutrients that you might have found one day in an apple in some bizarre package that's been created by food scientists. And it used to be that we thought that it was all the same. And now the research is showing us that it actually doesn't create the same impact, and that the way the food is packaged makes a difference in terms of what you're getting. And so I think overall it's critical to look at how you're eating your food, and that where nutrients come from and the way that they are constructed makes a huge difference. And so you want to look at some quality kinds of foods. As we apply these kinds of things to things like celiac or dumping syndrome, what you're looking at is trouble with digestion. A lot of people have very weak digestive systems. And so one reason they may have trouble with gluten, and I'm not talking about celiac, I'm just talking about general trouble with gluten, is because the gluten is hard to digest. And when your digestion system is very weak, then it's going to be much harder on you. And so you can strengthen that digestive system and maybe have a better time digesting across the board. Age is a problem. Again, like I said, all the things we run into, whatever shampoo you're using or your neighbor at work is using can throw things off and can create trouble. So it's a holistic problem that needs a holistic answer. Things like, like to go to that example of the dumping syndrome, where your digestive system is moving too fast. You're dumping all your food into the small intestine without it getting, slowed down. Much of this happens when we're separating things like fiber from our foods so that they're more palatable, we say, or they're more sweet, or they're more fun to eat for breakfast, or whatever the case is. And so I'm not saying that that's why you have dumping syndrome. I'm saying that what we've done to food is creating more problems. And so if we can go back to fruits and vegetables, and we can go back to foods that look like food, the real food idea, I think that is maybe the first thing to do for our digestion, making sure that we are eating a wide variety of what's important in the original, godly designed, you might say, packages.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, Lidia, you have any closing comments?
I love what she said. I think she kind of said it all. I believe it's very important to chew your drinks and drink your food. And I think we don't do that. So that implies that I need to chew very well and that I need to taste what I'm drinking. I've seen people just drink and just like they didn't taste it at all. And so I believe that a lot of our issues in digestion come from just, number one, like Alison said, we're choosing wrong. We're eating everything that's quick because I don't have time. Food, that's an inconvenience for me. Where's the microwave? Where's everything instantaneous? So our healthy our healthy choices, or our choices have to change. It's our health style. I'm looking for the word. Our health style needs to change. And so it's so important to learn to eat different, not eat when I'm upset. So I'm upset, I'm not going to eat because that's not the right time to do it. I'm going to create a problem in my gut when I do it. And I think that if we follow those basic rules, learning to eat different, eating in good company, calm, not while I drive, not while I walk, but, like people used to do in the past, you would get together to enjoy a meal. We've gotten away from that. So we're in a society where supplements have become the wrong thing. It's like this instant thing of relief. What do I take? Where are the Tums? Where's this? And now where are the Vertizymes? That's not what they're for. We need to learn how to do different things differently and address them from the root, which is, I think, what the consensus has been with all of us. Emotionally address yourself and at the root always.
Great. Thank you. All right. Finally, we go to Valerie. Closing comments.
I love how all of us are on board with the same ideas. And I'm in agreement. Simple food where you can recognize your ingredients. Hopefully you have an opportunity to have control over that as much as possible. But ultimately, we need to trust the body's innate intelligence, and that if we take the time, we have the ability to build our digestive tract with soul's nutrition. Doing that, you can rebuild your engine or with this fuel source. And as the body gets rebuilt, then it will clean out and chuck out the parts that no longer are the toxins that are there. They're no longer an issue other than to gum up the engine. So you're getting an opportunity to rebuild. And I think this is so amazing because I have very much enjoyed getting older, because I believe when we work proactively and with this amazing nutrition we have with soul, we do not have to demonstrate what so many people assume and often accept comes with aging. What I see where someone's, much younger than me, having all these health issues, because they haven't taken the time to support it is not a guarantee. We're not guaranteed that we have to have those issues, and they're amazement that I don't. So if we work proactively, trust what soul can do, and allow the body's innate intelligence to rebuild and keep our engine in pristine condition, I believe that we will have a much more efficient running digestive system, therefore result in improved health.
Thank you, Valerie. And thanks all of you. Thanks, Alison, Lidia, Valerie, for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with our attendees. I have some final thoughts. My tip of the day is learn to listen to your body. Learn to listen to what your body's telling you when it comes to nutrition and digestion. As an example, I have found that if my body starts to get in an acidic state, okay, I will start to get canker sores on my tongue. And I know when that happens that if I don't drink some Soul Vital, and usually I have to take 2 or 3 different Soul Vitals a day to kind of restore that balance and that alkalinity back into my system so that I'm not acidic. If I don't do that immediately, I'm more prone to become sick. Whether it's a virus or something that's going around, I will get sick if I'm in that state. And so I have to immediately turn to my Soul Vital, drink it more regularly, drink more of it. And once my body's back in balance and I'm not in that acidic state, I start feeling better. So again, learn to listen to your body. And as you try the different Soul products, learn which ones work, at certain times for you. For example, a lot of people will drink Soul Renew at night. And it helps them calm them down, it helps them get a better night's sleep. My wife, for example, found out that if she were to drink Soul Renew at night, it gave her energy and she couldn't sleep. And so she has to drink Soul Renew in the middle of the day, and it helps relieve stress and anxiety during the day, and then she can sleep at night. So again, listen to your body. And again, thanks to all of you for attending. We had some great information. Again, I want to thank Valerie and Lidia and Alison for sharing their knowledge. And I want to have one final reminder before we conclude tonight, and that is our next virtual happy hour will be on November 16th. Same time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and we are going to be talking about cleansing. And so kind of continuing our discussion, but focusing more on the intestinal tract and the removal of the stuff that we don't need, all right? One other reminder, our virtual kickoff, okay, is coming up, and we're going to have registration details coming very soon, and that virtual kickoff will be January 14th through the 15th. So just mark that on your calendar. Make sure that you are planning to attend our virtual kickoff. We are going to have some great presenters, some great information, so you want to be part of that. Again, thanks everybody for joining us for our virtual happy, or for virtual happy hour, and we will see you again soon. Good night.